American Literature. Unit 4, Drama. A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. Scene 8. The same day, evening. The birthday party for Blanche ends with a failure. She waits for Mitch till sunset, but he does not come. She calls him, but he doesn't even pick up the phone. Stella asks Stanley to clear the table after the dinner is over, and he throws the plates and cups down in a fit of violence. Stella shouts at Mitch, accusing him for ruining the life of her sister. She hoped that Blanche would finally settle down with Mitch, but once again all dreams have gone into the dustbin. Blanche goes to bed again. She says it's hydrotherapy, treatment with water for mentally ill patients. This is where the patient will be soaked in water till they feel better. And Blanche always bathes in hot water. She goes in, but she doesn't come out for hours together. And Stanley says that others have to use the bathroom as well. He knocks at the door. She becomes angry and calls him a Polak. Now this is a negative connotation. This is not a good word for someone from Poland. When he hears the word Polak, Stanley becomes furious. He starts shouting and yelling that he is the king of his house, no matter where he is from. And he proudly says that he is an American. He gives her a birthday present that she has been waiting all day long. It's a bus ticket back to Laurel. Blanche suffocates. She pretends to be choked when she sees the ticket, and she runs into the bathroom once again. Stella and Stanley argue once again. She says Stanley is the reason for making her sister upset, and while the fight is going on, Stella goes into labor pains and she is rushed to the hospital. Scene 9. The same night. Stella has been admitted to the hospital. Blanche is at the house in New Orleans, and since Stella and Stanley are not at their house, Blanche is free to drink all she wants. She empties all the liquor bottles of Stanley. The Varzuviana music is playing outside in a nearby hotel. This was the music that played the night Alan, the young husband of Blanche, shot himself. Mitch suddenly appears unannounced in his work clothes. He works in a factory, so he wears overalls, and Blanche is not at all pleased to see him all greasy in his work clothes. He finally asks Blanche to tell the truth. He wants to see her closely, so he tears off the Chinese paper lantern which he himself had tied around the bulb. If you recall, Blanche had asked him to tie it around the bulb because she could not stand under the direct light of a bulb. But actually she wants to hide her true face. He is shocked to see her closely without makeup, and he did not expect that she would be so old. He had actually believed her to be very young. Blanche proposes to him finally with a sympathetic look on her face. She pretends to cry over her past and her dead husband, but Mitch understands now. He rejects her. Blanche screams at him. She orders him to get out of the house. She screams, "Fire! Fire!" suddenly. Mitch runs out, terrified of her. And after he runs out, she opens her hair and starts dancing around the room in a fit of frenzy. Scene 10. Late night. Stella is still in the hospital. There is no news about the baby. Blanche is completely drunk now. She understands that she will never get a husband, and Mitch has left her. She is wearing a light white dress with matching glass-heeled shoes. She thinks of herself as some Cinderella from a fairy tale. Stanley comes home drunk. He expects that his baby would be a son. He has nothing to do with daughters. He asks her why suddenly she is dressed up in the middle of the night. Blanche proudly announces that her college boyfriend, Shep Huntley, the billionaire, has invited her to join his vacation in the Caribbean. Shep now owns a large boat, a luxury cruise, and he has asked Blanche to be part of the vacation. But actually Shep had never called her. She pretends, but she believes this is true. Stanley understands that this is a lie and that there is no invitation to any vacation. Blanche lies that she was the one who rejected Mitch and not the vice versa. Stanley understands this is also a lie. He openly calls her a liar. He says all her clothes are rented, her jewels are nothing but imitations, her perfume cheap, and everything she says are lies. Suddenly, Blanche enters her hysteric state. She can hear animal sounds, she can hear noises of the past, she can even hear Alan crying. She can see monstrous shapes and shadows dancing on the wall behind her. She picks up the phone and calls for help. Stanley uses this moment to rape her. Some weeks later, in scene 11, Stella can be seen packing Blanche's trunks. Her newborn baby is upstairs under the care of Eunice. Stanley had secretly called the lunatic asylum and arranged for Blanche to be put away. He cannot stand with the neurotic at his home anymore. Once again, it is a poker game party for Stanley. All his friends gamble around the table while Blanche is once again soaking herself in a hot bath. Blanche can hear the Wazowiana music playing. Actually, this is in her mind. She can once again see the monstrous shapes and hear animal noises. She asks Stella to get her yellow silk gown because she believes she is going on a vacation with Shep Huntley. Blanche believes she is really going to die at sea holding the hand of Shep. And she truly believes she has someone she finally loves. She is completely psychotic now. She is talking nonsense and she can see things and she is hypnotic. A doctor and a nurse arrive from the lunatic asylum to take her. The old nurse forcibly pulls Blanche away. She screams. All the neighbors come out. She understands that this was not the vacation she had hoped for. The doctor escorts her kindly into the van. Blanche follows him just because he is a handsome man. Stella goes out and cries after Blanche is taken away. She cannot bear to see her sister taken away to a lunatic asylum. She does not know that her husband had raped her. Eunice comforts her that there was no other choice. The play ends on a pathetic note with Stanley and Stella standing outside their home in New Orleans. Stella has her baby, and as Stanley had expected, everything had gone according to his plan, including the baby. It is a son that he had finally hoped for. Thank you for watching A Streetcar Named Desire. Now, what do you think about this play?